Buddy, I'm Lorenzo Clark, and this is Vegas Nonstop with Jonathan Scott.
And that's me, everybody. I am Jonathan Scott, and welcome to Vegas Nonstop.
Vegas Nonstop with Jonathan Scott, and tonight, the lovely Jen Scott.
That's right.
Yes, great comedian Jen Scott. Next to her, our headliner this weekend, Andreas Fernandez.
Andy.
That's right.
Andres Fernandez, you keep my father prepared to die.
That's right. That's the guy. And then on the end over here, world champion magician, our featured act this week, Rocco. It's Rocco, everybody.
Rocco, I think, is in witness protection, so he'll be wearing those dark sunglasses
His real
throughout
name
the
is
podcast.
Ronald.
Ronald Solano. That actually has a nice ring to it. Ronnie Solano. So we are sponsored by Alien Tequila.
Alien Tequila.
And abduction in every bottle.
Yes, it's out of this world. Alien
out of this
Tequila,
world.
it's out of this world.
And if
everybody.
you've been to Las Vegas, you know we're pretty close to Area 51, and aliens are amongst us.
Oh yeah, no, they're all over the place. As a matter of fact, if you go see the David Copperfield show, shout out to our friend David Copperfield. We just had dinner with Rocco the other night. He makes an alien spaceship appear in the audience. An alien spaceship appear in the audience. It's pretty spectacular, I have to say. And I'm not going to give you a spoiler alert, but there might even be an alien sighting. I can't.
Well, I know we're up for some magic on today's podcast. At least I'm hoping for that. And I know that Andy, you're a chef as well, because I've done a little research. I have to ask everybody, do you have a favorite toast? I mean, we're sponsored by Alien Tequila. Do you have a toast when you're with your friends?
Well, you know, to life and good health, and everybody just make the most of it.
There you go.
There
To
you
life
go.
and
To
good
life.
health, and to make the most of it.
Make the most of
To
it.
life, l'chaim.
And here's to you, and here's to me. And if by chance we disagree, then F you.
F you, here's to me.
Here's to me. All right, we have to have a little toast. It's a weekend.
Oh, I love this. You know what this is? This is dihydrous oxide. Ooh. Yes, H2O, dihydrous oxide. It's one of my favorite beverages.
A little later on, we play a game called Truth or Brown Sugar on one of our favorite classic TV sitcoms. And today, Jen picked 30 Rock.
30 Rock, and we also have Rock right here tonight.
30 Rocco. 30 Rocco. So we like to talk a little bit about what's going on around town.
Yeah, you guys grew up in New York, so it's natural.
It is Friday night, so we do have lots to talk about what's going on here in Las Vegas, because it is Vegas nonstop. Tonight over at Silver Sevens, we've got Havana Nights. We've got DJ Andy out in the patio, out by the pool. And we're drinking tequila, we're drinking beer, we're having lots of fun. We're dancing
Alien
tequila and abduction in every bottle.
Yes, it's out of this world.
Inside we've got Gravidad, and we've got a Latin dance party going
I
on.
heard that guy's got a lot of gravitas.
And if you don't mind me mentioning, since you said Havana Nights,
Yeah.
I have a show that I produced, also called Havana Nights.
Come on.
I do, but it's a private party that I bring Havana to you. I've been filming a documentary out of Cuba for the past 2 years.
He goes to Cuba
I
every
go to
month.
Cuba. I had a Cuban restaurant, and I'm Filipino, but no, I'm Cuban. but I'm filming a Cuban documentary right out of Cuba. Okay? And
Straight out of Cuba.
Straight out of Cuba.
Wow.
And with that, I put together a Havana night party. And what I do is I bring Havana,
I love that.
and I bring Havana to you.
I love that. I just came back from Burbank, where I go to a fundraiser every year with Andy Garcia and our friend Joe Montana.
Joe Montana was at my restaurant. Look, and Andy Garcia, by the way, I got to tell you, Joe Montana was at my restaurant, and he said that Andy loves my Cuban sandwich because Andy's been to his house. My restaurant is near his house in Ventura, so Joe Montana came to my restaurant, loved my
Yeah,
Cuban
they're
sandwich.
actually in Toluca Lake.
Okay.
Yes, that's right.
But we just came back.
I was born in Silver Lake at Temple Hospital, so there you go.
And it all kind of comes together then.
See, you live in Silver Lake. It's 6 degrees of separation. 30 Rock and his name is Rock.
All connected.
And we love Cuban food and Cuban people and the
I happen
culture.
to be the best Cuban chef.
And do you still have a restaurant, or you
No, I
cater?
don't. I just got rid of my restaurant in December.
Was it here or
It
in?
was in Ventura.
Ventura, yeah.
Called the Copa Cubana.
That's right.
And that was my restaurant.
Right in the harbor there.
I owned the
Ventura.
Ventura Harbor.
Beautiful
Wait,
place.
you guys have comedy shows there?
I own, yes.
I performed
You
there!
What a small world.
Yeah,
it's a small world.
It was
Copacabana.
a part of like a big comedy festival though that was like the competition.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a
okay.
part of the
So at
100.
that time, what happened was when we owned the Ventura Harbor Comedy Club, my partner Randy Lewis and I every year put together the Ventura Comedy Festival.
Yeah.
That's right. Shout out to Randy
Yeah.
Lewis.
Shout out to my friend Randy Lewis. And then every restaurant that was there. We would produce
No.
So we produced
I
a show.
performed at your restaurant. I performed at Hong Kong Inn.
Look at this, you performed at my
I
restaurant.
was in the festival.
Tonight, Jen's going to be performing here at A-Stars Comedy.
That's right. Tonight at the A-Stars Comedy Show, we open the room at 7 o'clock. We have a pre-show party. We talk about great food. We have our food in the showroom comes right out of our 5-star steakhouse called Joel's Chop House. So literally, you get the best gourmet bar bites in town. You get oysters Rockefeller on the menu here in the showroom. Unheard of in any comedy club, right? We got handmade ravioli right here in the showroom. Wagyu steak sandwich right here in the showroom, and everything else is fantastic. The food is amazing.
And we're all going to be here. We're all going to be here. So we're all going to be here. 7 o'clock, the doors open. Tickets are available either on Eventbrite, or you can come to the door and buy tickets at the door.
Yes, you can. Or if you go to Vegas.com, you can get a special deal. They have a ticket price there, and then if you leave us a 5-star review, we'll send you a 4-pack of tickets.
Hey, how cool is that? Also here at Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel, on October 6th, we have a friend, Tony Moore, who was the original keyboard player for Iron Maiden. And he's going to be doing a Sunday matinee show here. Iron Maiden plays on Saturday, Sunday. We're going to have Tony Moore here doing original music. If you like Genesis, you like Pink Floyd, you like Iron Maiden, Tony Moore's going to be right here on this stage. We only have 100 seats in here.
Yeah, 125.
So it's a very intimate room. It's a great room. Free parking here, by the way.
Yes.
Also, the 10th, 11th, and 12th, I want to mention.
Wait, free parking?
Yeah,
In
Perfect.
Vegas?
It's a big
There's
deal.
There's
It's
a
a
big
big
deal
deal
here
in
in got free
Vegas.
parking?
Anything free.
You're
Chef.
in.
What?
You're in.
Chef
We're also,
Eddie.
if you stay in the hotel, no resort fees. No resort fees in the Ahern Hotel, which is amazing.
That is crazy.
Yes.
Never unheard of.
October 10th, 11th, and 12th, our friend Jackie the Joke Man Martling coming in.
Yes, Jackie the Joke
You might know from the
Man.
Howard Stern Show, we're going to play Stump the Joke Man.
That's right.
With Jackie, where, you know, if you know a joke and he doesn't get the punchline, he gives you a t-shirt or something.
Something like that.
Some
It's
swag.
going to be so fun.
You know what swag stands for?
Yes, stolen with a gift or something.
Shit we all got.
Oh, okay.
So that's any other announcements you want to make?
Oh, sure. We got amazing shows coming up here. As a matter of fact, next weekend, Rocco's our headliner, doing his full magic act.
But you're on tonight.
Tonight is the feature. He's going to give you just a short,
little taste.
what he's got in store
A
for you
taste of
next week.
Rocco.
It's a taste of Rocco, and then
A sip of Rocco.
next weekend he's doing the big show, along with our old friend who is on HBO's World's Greatest Escapes with his comedy straitjacket. Before anybody else is doing a comedy straitjacket, Kerry Ross is going to be our featured act. And then with Jackie the Joke Man Martling, we have our old friend, also from New York, Joe Monte, who does the 3-card money, but he was on Penn and Teller's Fool List, and he fooled Penn and Teller.
You're talking about, we went back to magic again. I have to tell you that Jen and I went to see Chris Angel last
We
night.
did.
Woo!
We did. The mind freak himself.
The
Yes,
Mind Freak.
yes.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
He's invited us for Sunday. We've seen him a couple times before. He was a mentor to Rocco, you know.
No, I didn't know. How would I know?
Yeah, he admired you. Yeah, yeah. That's right.
For you kids at home, the Joe Franklin Show.
That's right.
Is Joe still
So
up
Chris
there?
Angel, picture this.
Oh, he died.
Chris Angel as a kid saw Rocco on the Joe Franklin show when he was a kid and said, "That's what I want to do."
Yeah. That's right.
Chris puts on a great show, and he kind of takes you down memory lane where he shows where he used to take the subway into the city, and,
Sure.
and he does some close-up magic in the show,
Yeah.
and then he does the straitjacket routine where he's
Yes.
upside down.
Yeah, he does a Houdini style, hanging upside down in the middle of the show.
And he let on that he's 56 years old, and he's
I
in
can't believe it.
amazing shape. So, Chris Angel, everybody, Mind Freak Show. It's
Yeah,
at
it was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
I liked all the stuff in the hallway leading up to it too. It
Yes,
has a
free
lot
show.
of cool-
Free show is amazing.
It's
Yeah.
got a big giant head of his face.
Yeah.
That's grabbing you. I liked it.
So in case you haven't figured out, the young lady sitting next to me is actually my daughter.
It's true.
That's right. But she's actually a comedian.
It's,
And as his testimony,
And I was a
she
comedian.
performed in the comedy festival.
And that must have been 8 years
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
She came out of the womb laughing. She came
I was
out
actually
laughing.
a comedian before I was his daughter. So.
In the other world. In the other
With a
world.
view.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of announcements, a lot going
So I
on.
was thinking, since we were just talking about magic, I know Rocco is always ready to do a trick. I'm so sorry.
Well, the one that you actually prepared with.
Well, hang on,
You want to start with the magic?
Yeah,
While we're at the top of the show?
Well, something.
Because I read something about cigarettes disappearing.
That's the key magic. So I said to him, I know this routine that Albert Dashman taught me 40 years ago. I did it 2 times in my life. was a picture of Johnny Carson doing the thing.
Yeah, we were talking about Johnny Carson being the Johnny
Oh,
Carsoni.
hit that.
Johnny Carson was a
Johnny
magician.
Carson.
Yes, and of course Johnny Carson was a longtime member of the Magic Castle and always featured magic acts on his show. And Rocco, do you have the trick that
No trick that Johnny Carson did. I'm
Okay.
now, right?
that's wild stuff.
Take a
I
look.
did
A
not.
little sip. It makes it better. Everybody back there, take a sip of
What you're about to witness is an illusion.
There we go. All
Regular cigarette.
That's an e-cigarette.
right. Oh, he lights it with the sugar. That's very difficult to do. Okay. This is a modern day interpretation of the classical magic feat. Wait a minute. Look at this.
Reminds me of home.
Yes. There's at least two. Wait, there's another cigarette.
Oh!
There's another cigarette. There's three there. Wait a minute.
So the cigarettes are multiplying in front of our very eyes,
That is unbelievable.
and I think it looks like they're almost all lit.
They're almost all lit.
Lit AF, as the kids would say.
Yeah, right.
And they're smoking.
That's what the smoke
One,
coming
two, three, four.
There's one right here.
One right there.
Okay, so we're
And now
set.
it's gone.
That one's gone completely. And it comes
Oh,
back.
wait, it's back.
Wait a minute.
It's gone.
It's back.
It's back. It's still lit.
And
And it's still
There's the flag, everybody. It's
Rocco.
world champion magician.
Rocco Solano
That's right. The great
from
Rocco.
Patterson, New Jersey. Early on in his career, Rocco studied, and correct me if any of this is wrong, and was managed by sleight of hand expert and Tony Slidini, protege Bill Wish.
Yes.
Solano studied with Wish for at least 4 months in 1980 when Wish taught him many Slidini routines, including what we just saw. I'm guessing a different cigarette production. He didn't teach you. This is all wrong.
The check you can keep like this.
But Slidini was famous for doing cigarette magic, and Rocco also can do his
You got
Slidini
that from
routine.
Wikipedia?
I think I got it off of your. I don't know where I got it. It might have been Wikipedia. Wikipedia is always wrong, and that's what I like about it.
It's true.
Well, let's. I know for sure that he did command performance for the Queen of England, the late great Queen of England,
For Elizabeth.
for Muhammad Ali, and for Michael Jackson.
And I know personally that Muhammad Ali loved doing magic.
Yes.
He always had something.
He always did tricks, right?
He did, yeah. He always had little magic in his pocket or something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
about other Michael Jackson,
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Yes.
He loved magic.
Yeah, Michael Jackson saw you on Masters of Illusion, the very first Master of Illusion, produced live butterflies, and he had to do a command performance.
Yes, he invited me to Four Seasons in New York to perform for his son's birthday party, Prince. And Paris was
Prince
there.
Michael, yeah.
She was in a stroller, and he showed me do butterflies. He said, Rocco, you're a real artist. Then wrote the song Butterfly.
Ah, for Rocco. Look at that. That's pretty cool.
Now, it's I think, tough to talk about magic rather than performing magic, but I have something here called the Gabletop Milk Carton Illusion.
No, that was an invention I had that I patented. Nothing to do with magic.
No, it was a way to make a milk carton be disposable for easy recycle.
Right.
This bio is like 2 truths and a lie.
I love it when they're wrong.
So I patented a technique that allowed the bottom to flip out and open up so that you flattens out, so when you throw it away, you're not throwing a big clump, it flattens out. So I patented it, and now I'm also champion packaging. This is not doing magic.
Yeah, that's
Anybody mind that?
But that's it. He has a magical mind. He creates these magic. This
What
is a
pays
fact.
better, the magic or the milk carton?
I think he's got his picture on the outside of the hotel on the marquee, and he also has his picture on the milk carton. But we found him.
Rocco's the recipient of the Merlin and Golden Lion Awards, a 2-time winner of the coveted Manhattan Association of Cabaret Awards,
That's all true.
nominated 9 times as Magician of the Year by the Academy of Magical Arts
That's all true.
in 4 different categories.
That's true.
Lorenzo and I have talked about magical arts before and how the average person just thinks of, that, but there's other things that really are magical arts, like ventriloquism and hypnotism and all the isms.
Mesmerism, yes. All the,
Enough about me. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you know?
He does
he's
this.
the interviewer.
I talk for a living.
It's funny
But thank you for asking.
Rocco was on a show that was created specifically for VH1 called Celebricadaver, where different celebrities, we were just talking about this yesterday because we're friends with the Beach Boys, and Carney Wilson who was from Wilson Phillips, was on the show with Rocco on Celebrity Cadaver. We were just having this conversation yesterday, talking about famous. When we were talking about Michael Jackson, we were talking about the Beach Boys. Wilson Phillips,
You're close with the Beach Boys?
No.
Oh, you are.
We're close with the Beach Boys.
Because our friend John Wiedemeyer,
No.
our friend John Wiedemeyer,
John Wiedemeyer,
is now playing guitar with the Beach Boys. Shout out to Johnny Wiedemeyer.
That's right, he's coming soon.
He took Billy Hinchy, my dear friend Billy Hinchy's place. I was very close with Billy.
Okay.
And Billy was part of Dino Desi and Billy.
Wow.
The original 1960s group that Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin discovered.
Yeah.
And it was a tragic. I would have Billy on the radio or television, whatever media was on, every summer because Beach Boys.
Yeah.
You think summer, you think the Beach Boys.
That's right.
Rocco's the only American.
Christian Love, who's Mike Love's son, who's in the band currently, who sings "Help Me Rhonda" in the current show. He has "Help Me Rhonda." That's his. He has his own brand new single out called "Some Summer." So shout out to Christian Love.
While we're talking about famous families, you have a 10-year-old coming here that's a kind of a descendant of Humphrey Bogart.
Yes.
Kind of?
Ryder B.
Well, he's like a fifth cousin. Or something.
Yeah. The B stands for Bogart. He's straight out of Malibu. He goes to the James Cameron School for gifted children of artistic persuasion. And he's a rock and roller. He was just on stage with David Bowie. He's good friends with.
Well, he
Steven
couldn't have just been
Tyler.
on stage with David Bowie.
Well, he was
Maybe Zoe Bowie.
Zoe Bowie. But he was on the Kelly Clarkson show. He's got an AT&T commercial. He's going to be here at the Air Hotel, October 18th. Get your tickets now.
Ryder B.
Ryder B.
Is
and
he
the
a rapper? Is he a
Skeletons.
rapper?
No. Straight rock and roll.
Cool.
He is a rock and roll. He plays. Yeah.
He's
He
only
plays-
9.
Yeah, he's only 9. He plays the Roxy, the Rainbow, the Sunset Strip, the Troubadour, the Viper Room. He's
We've talked about all those places
yeah.
before.
He's amazing. So
Yeah.
shout out to Ryder B.
Rocco's the only American to win awards in 2 FISM World Tournaments.
Yes, so FISM is like the Olympics of Magic. It's Federation Internationale Society of the Magician.
That's true. I think that would be exact.
And he won a couple of different awards, but the last award they won was for the most original magician, and that award had not been given out since Harry Blackstone Sr. in the 50s, right? Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. And all the word after we saw.
And you've been all over the world. In Yokohama, Japan, most original act. In Stockholm, Sweden.
I have a question though. At magic competitions, are the other magicians trying to make each other disappear? Never? Would that be cheating?
Read out the competition.
That's his family in New Jersey.
They're in the cement business.
Yeah, so it'd be nice when everybody come down and see the show. I'd like to share my magic with them.
And you're going to be the headliner here
Next week.
next weekend. And
This
just
weekend.
Rocco, where's home for you?
New Jersey.
Oh, still.
I was conceived in Venice, Italy, and born in New Jersey.
Got it.
He lives in Patterson, New Jersey, right over the bridge.
On Lou Costello.
Yeah. For you kids at home, Lou Costello
That's right.
was part of the comedy team of Abbott and Costello. Hey, Abbott!
Who's on first?
I don't know.
I might be
Okay.
the only millennial that knows what you guys are talking about.
Chef Andy Fernandez for 35 years.
35 years.
Chef Andre has been a stand-up comic who's done it all: sitcom, TV appearances, cruises, headline clubs around the country, USO shows, documentaries. But performing, that's just the tip of the iceberg for this eccentric man of many talents who marches to the beat of his own drum. Did you write this?
Yes, I do.
You have a drum.
No stranger to hustle. Andy grew up above his father's bakery in Brooklyn. I'm guessing this is all true. We're not going to have any contradictions with you. Took his service industry chops national while working nightclubs. 2007, Andy decided to become a restaurateur. Ventura Harbor Comedy Club, we were talking about before, was just the beginning. Andy went on to open Andre's Wine and Tapas. And
Everybody thought I said topless, and I lost a lot of business.
I still say in Vegas we should have topless tapas.
Now we're talking.
It won't be at the Air, but I know it won't be here at the Air.
No, not the Air.
But it might be on Dean Martin. They would have the topless tapas. The Savory Cafe,
Savory Cafe, another restaurant of mine.
the 805 Bar.
The 805 Bar and Grilled Cheese. It wasn't a bar and grill, it was a bar and grilled cheese.
That sounds
That was
lovely.
my concept.
I've been wanting a grilled cheese.
Because I do
for months.
restaurants like I do kind of my career. I try to be creative. I try to be unique or authentic.
It had to be
and
big.
and it had to be big. And I wanted, in fact, what I did was then when I opened up my Cuban restaurant, let me let you finish reading that. Go ahead.
Okay, good. The Copa Cubana.
That was the next one. The Copacabana was my Cuban restaurant.
That's
So,
where
I love
so
that.
my Cuban restaurant and my grilled cheese restaurant was my most unique idea. I opened up my grilled cheese restaurant first. Then there was a sushi restaurant next door, and I had my eye on their restaurant for a long time, and I knew that their kitchen was right behind my kitchen. So eventually,
He tunneled under.
it took some investigating, it took some time.
Yeah, Cubana sushi.
But I made good friends with the owner, and I used to go over there, and he'd always be like, why do you always come in and look around? You know what I mean?
No reason. No reason.
But people would ask me, how's the sushi? I would tell them, I just got sick, but it's okay. You know? Little by little, I got the place after a couple of years, and so I took over the sushi restaurant next door. I made it my Cuban restaurant, broke through, so I had 2 restaurants with 1 kitchen. It was a very unique restaurant.
I have to ask if you're a cigar smoker.
I am. I mean, I don't smoke regularly because I'm trying to not.
Right.
I haven't had a cigarette in 24 years, and so I'm careful about not smoking too much. But going back and forth to Cuba, because I'm filming a documentary out of Cuba.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to tell you, it's going to be really fantastic because what I'm doing is, I mean, I'm really trying to bring my father's country and my country together. I was born and raised here in America. I'm an American. My father's from back home in Cuba. My father's passed on. But because of the embargo, my whole life I've never known my family. And I believe that what I'd like to do in my life is see if I can heal wounds of somebody. There's a lot of
I
people
can't
out
wait to see it, and again, being friends with Joe Mantegna and Andy Garcia, and Carlito Puente, and I had I published a cigar magazine for 7 years, and I got to know a man named Avelino Lara. And Avelino Lara was responsible for developing the Esplendido, the Cohiba Esplendido for Fidel. And these people at Great Cliff Cigars actually bought Avelino Lara from Fidel Castro to move him to Nassau, Bahamas, so he could roll cigars in their lobby. And he wanted me at some point to do his life story about growing up in Cuba and making cigars for Fidel Castro, and having this family actually buy him from Castro to get his freedom. He was a wonderful man. He's no longer with us, but it was the Great Cliff cigar was the equivalent of a Cohiba Esplendido. My favorite was still the Simon Bolivar Petite Corona cigar, which tasted like dope to me. Those cigars are just so darn good.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see your documentary.
Yeah.
I was always invited to go, and I never went because it was always
Well,
the
I
same.
can take you there.
I would love to.
I can take you there. I can take anyone there. In fact, I did a tour this year. I took my first group of people. Because my first year, I started going there myself to discover Cuba. Now that I've been going there, I've connected with my family, I now want to start taking people there. So that's why I also have this Havana Night Party there. So if anybody wants a Havana Night Party in their house, I come to your house. And I bring food, I cook it, I do a demonstration of how to make the food, we give you dancing, music, I give you a little bit of history on Cuba.
Like Babalu?
I play Babalu. Babalu, hey!
Lucy, what little Ricky do that?
And then, if you want to go even further, if you'd like to actually go to Cuba, I can take you to Cuba. So my tour was a legal tour because we're not allowed to go to the Americans. There's an embargo.
I was always allowed because I was on television and radio. I had diplomatic
Exactly.
immunity,
Exactly.
and I had a cigar
So
magazine.
And that's
you
what
have-
he was doing during my childhood.
When Ted was little, for show and tell, she brought tobacco leaves. I got in trouble because she brought tobacco leaves for show and tell. She was like 7 years
That's
old.
because you left the coca leaves at home.
Because I knew how to roll. I mean, I knew how to roll cigars.
Normal stuff.
But that's wonderful. If people want to have a Havana party at their home or at their party, how would they reach you?
Well, if I can give them
You can.
any information, you can email me at andresandyfernandez@gmail.com. I'll get in touch with you.
Andres, A-N-D-R-E-S.
E-C, I think.
No, A-N-D, I'm sorry. A-N-D-R-E-S. Then my nickname,
Married name,
Andy, A-N-D-Y.
Just like
Then
on
my
the bottom
last
of
name,
Winnie's shoe.
Fernandez, F-E-R-N-A-N-D-E-Z, @gmail.com.
Or you could drop us a note,
Yeah.
if you're watching.
And,
this.
literally anywhere in the country, I'll go. I will. I'll fly to wherever anybody wants to party,
That rocks.
and I'll do the show. I'll put it together. I'll get all the supplies. Come to your house, cook the food.
And you
put
walk in
together
and go,
the
surprise!
And the food is amazing.
No, my parties. I'll show you a clip of one of the parties that I've done. Phenomenal. Everybody loves it. And we have Cuban coffee, cigars, dancing.
Well, I have to tell you, we go to this party with Andy Garcia and Joe Mantegna once a year. It's a fundraiser for education, and they have full-on Cuban food, Cuban menu, and Arturo Sandoval and the Cuban All-Stars playing.
Wow.
They have Arturo Sandoval in the back line because they have the older singers in the front line. You've got a Grammy Award-winning trumpet player in the back line, but he's getting older. But it's a wonderful event, and it's the Fuente Family Foundation, and they have it every year at Burbank, at Lakeside Golf Course in Burbank. Running a comedy club while owning restaurants, easy for this Energizer bunny. Andy hosted shows nightly, performing stand-up and promoted his business on local radio station, all at the same time.
All at the same time.
Kind of like magic.
I got myself busy.
Even a pandemic couldn't slow him down. You did write this, didn't you? Andy rekindled his love for sculpting and dove, I almost read dove, and dove headfirst into filming a documentary in Havana that we're talking about, searching for his roots and answers to life's big questions in life. Seriously, why do we always have to build everything? I don't know what you mean by that, but...
No, because so I didn't actually write it. I told somebody as they were writing it, and so they must have made a typo, you know. But that was something that growing up, we built everything around the house, every project, because that's what Cubans do. We don't buy things, we don't hire people, we just fix it and do it ourselves, you know. And we never have tools, all right. We fix everything with a butter knife. Okay, everything in my house, every project started with we can do it, but it always ended with nobody gonna see that.
With his businesses closed in December 2023, Andy's back to his roots, stand-up comedy and personalized Havana night parties. Andy brings them out to your house, even launched educational tours to Cuba. I want to go. I really do want to go. I love the cars. I
want to go this time too.
We'll take
Hey,
Jen.
show us this guy.
Yeah, maybe I can go now. Oh, that's so sick.
You're gonna have to go real close.
It's a red
55
car.
Dodge.
55 Dodge Rambler?
Dodge Kingway.
Kingway.
Let's do a comedy show.
Andy loves building, cooking, performing, all with his own unique touch. Even started sculpting clients in his spare time because who needs a day off? Book Andy today. Experience a unique blend of build, cook, and perform. And there's your Gmail again. What are you talking about with sculpting? What media?
What are you sculpting?
So,
Yeah, what are you sculpting there?
Jude.
so this is some of my sculpting.
Uh-oh. It's going to show us the sculpting.
Yeah,
I mean, Charlie Fleischer, he had big graphics.
I love Charlie. I had the opportunity to work with Charlie.
Yeah, we just had Charlie here in our A-Stars comedy show.
Please.
Yes, it was
My favorite.
fantastic.
So this is some of my. By the way, this is some of the clips that I have
good
in
show.
Cuba. Yeah.
It's going to be too small to see. But
Yeah. So yeah, you're not gonna see that.
But you can send them to me and I'll put them on the website.
Something you sculpted.
VegasNonStop.com.
Sculpted.
VegasNonStop.
Yeah, hey, welcome to the show where we look at watch people.
We look at people's souls.
So this is
I
a
want you guys
sculpture
to know this
of my
is
girlfriend.
a text conversation with himself.
Ava
There
Gardner.
you go. So actually, physically making a statuary sculpture.
So that's clay.
Yeah, this is my grandson.
Oh
He's so
God!
cute.
So he made an audio animatronic of his grandson, so that he can play ball.
Oh, you'll have electronic.
And it's tiki room.
Very good.
Beautiful stuff. That's
I
great.
mean, I sculpt.
You're doing it.
You
Doing
know,
the damn thing.
I do those things that I enjoy. And basically, I don't even really consider myself necessarily like an artist. I'm more of a builder. You know what I mean? I'm more of a person that can build.
As long as there's a butter knife.
I'm more of a person that can build anything I do, and that's how I look at something. I'm like, okay, it's not like art. It's like, okay, well, and I figure it out. Because I believe it or not, Cubans are like that. We just figure things out.
That's right.
Have you found any good Cuban restaurants here in Las Vegas?
You know, there was one actually right across the street. It used to be called La Floridita, which is a famous name of a restaurant in
I
Cuba.
heard that they serve alien tequila.
An abduction in every bottle. Shout out to George Harris.
It's out of this world. George Harris and the
Our
alien
friend
tequila
and sponsor.
group.
And that was a very good Cuban restaurant. But
You know, speaking of good restaurants, you know what we have here? We have Joel's Chop House.
I think we
which is
mentioned
right
that
here.
already.
It's a 5-star steakhouse in Lisbon.
One of these
And
weeks
then-
we're going to have
and
Chef
then-
Joel on.
Yeah, and then maybe next week. And then on the bottom level, on level 1 of the Adrian Hotel, we have Ottimo Pizzeria Cucina d'Italia, and also breakfast and lunch and great burgers.
No,
Well, I gotta tell you, I ate today and I had their burger, and they have this burger with pork, and I mean, it was just unreal.
Smash burger.
It was
It's not
unreal.
It's not
unreal.
Vincent style.
Fantastic.
Now, I think we need to mention Lorenzo is also the host of the comedy show and also a magician as well as a comedian.
Yes.
And I would have to call you a mentalist as well, because when you do what I love, you do your memory thing with the movies and the
Yes,
television shows.
yes, yes.
It's amazing. So if you haven't seen Lorenzo do his stand-up, you're in for a treat. Again, tickets are available either on
Tonight
Eventbrite.
I will be doing no magic. I will be doing only the Great Show tuning. And that's a character where I sing the TV show theme songs from the 1970s. So
Now, I haven't seen that yet. I've
That's
only
right.
seen the movie. I've only seen you do the movies. It's just amazing. Did you bring the magic for us today?
no,
Oh, you left it all for Rocco.
He might have another trick on him if you want to see another trick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Give
yeah.
him a little more trick. He's starting to get loose up.
What?
Rocco's starting to get loose. Are you ready?
Rocco's got more.
Are people ever like, no?
Yeah, he just said no to me just now.
Not to you, to magic.
Another cigarette.
All right, so a little smoke.
Always smoke in a glass.
That's
They call that French kiss.
this is very theatrical smoke.
Like about a bar.
Very Halloween. Very Halloween. Look at this.
Hocus pocus.
That little
Okay.
smiling shovel.
Okay.
And in cold rim bubble. What? It's a marshmallow.
Turned into a marshmallow.
Oh.
Wait, but wait.
The
no
old
more.
smoke to marshmallow. You don't see that every day.
It's gone.
Wow.
There we go.
Hey!
Take that, Christine. Don't.
I thought I was going to get a chance to eat the marshmallow.
I thought there was going to be a s'more pun.
Yeah. Yeah, you got some more?
Okay, we've seen some magic. Andy, what do you talk about when in your stand-up routine?
So my stand-up routine, I talk a lot about family, my now ex-wife, which at that time was my wife, and my kids and my grandchildren.
I remember
just
talking
between
about your dad.
My dad, I talk about my dad a lot. Mostly right now, I love talking about my grandchildren. I just had my third. Okay, so I'm a grandfather 3 times, 60 years old. Okay,
Grandpa.
You don't look a day over
You know what I'm
50.
saying? I look, come on, look at that. So, but my grandchildren now, because you love your grandchildren in a way that, you love your kids, obviously, but you're not going to, you have grandchildren yet?
Not yet.
Oh, wait till you have grandchildren.
She's still young.
Yeah, because when you have grandchildren, it's fantastic, you know what I mean? Because, I babysit once a week, and it's fantastic, and I just love it, I care about them so much, and I'm just afraid that we're pushing the kids a little too fast. My oldest is 4 years old. Already my girl is asking him, "Who do you want to be one day?"
At 4 years old.
He's like 5.
Yeah.
And then the kids are very innocent, you know what I mean? And so I just had my third one born just 2 weeks ago, on the 13th. And so, I'm starting to talk a little bit more and more about my grandchildren. And so life is good. I also talk about my restaurants, being a restaurateur, and actually I'm going back on the road now after 17 years. So I've never stopped doing comedy because I worked in my own club.
Sure.
But I hosted the show. So I did a lot of like what Lorenzo did,
Right.
which is part of it. You know what I mean? Part of it is crowd work, to do that. But as far as going out on the road and headlining, it's been 17 years. So now that I've gotten rid of the restaurants, because I got to this point in my life, I said, you know what? I'm going to go back on the road. So that's what I'm doing.
Do you think you're gonna?
Future?
I do.
Do you think you're gonna have another restaurant?
No, I think I'm done.
You're done.
I think I'm done. I think I'm done with restaurants. What I want to do now is I want to do my Havana night. So I want to do catering, but not catering like catering. I want to do this one special. This is what I do.
Havana night
This
party
one thing. I
in your
go there.
big giant
Right.
home.
And
You
I
have
show-
dancers too?
Well, I do some of the dancing.
He
that
is
would
the
be-
dad.
would
I do
scare
some
them
of the
away.
dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I,
at the-
I don't have the budget right now for the dancers.
Well, I gotta tell you,
I heard you have a flamingo guitarist. He stands on one leg.
that'd be flamenco.
Oh, wait a minute.
All right, I think we've covered as much as we need to cover before we play the game that's sweeping the world, sweeping the
Everybody
country.
loves this game.
Truth or brown sugar.
Yes, baby.
And the show is 30 Rock.
Yes.
And we're going to start.
Has everyone seen it?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I've seen like some. I don't even know if I've seen.
Both these guys are from New York,
So-
so they've been to Rockefeller Center.
Yeah.
They've been to 30 Rock.
Yeah,
They know where
Rockefeller
NBC
Center.
is.
It's a show
Right.
about
Were you ever on a
writing
show at
us
NBC
about.
or 30
If
Rock?
anyone hasn't watched it.
Tina Fey was the star of the show.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jen. Describe the
Alec
show.
Baldwin played the boss.
Tracy Morgan's in it as like the chaos
Yes.
person.
Yes. Yes.
And it's just about writing stress out.
What's the guy who played the intern or the page?
Oh,
Jack Mayberry.
Jack McBrayer.
McBrayer. There you go.
A UCB guy. They're all UCB people.
Yeah.
Upright Citizens Brigade.
Thank you.
Yep.
So I'm going to ask some questions, and there's no right or wrong. It's just really to encourage more conversation.
I love that. Who's
Right. Is it truth or is it bull or is it BS?
So here's the first question. 30 Rock, was it supposed to be a show about news or sketch comedy? Jen?
I feel like maybe news because Tina Fey was Weekend Update, right?
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Chelsea?
I'm gonna say it was supposed to be about sketch comedy.
Jeff Andy?
News.
Marco? Fey originally pitched a show about Bill O'Reilly, like news program, in which she'd play the producer. The first pitch was not unlike The Newsroom on HBO. She later told Rolling Stone, NBC Vice President Kevin Riley told her she should use her time at SNL as inspiration, and although she was initially not into the idea, it seemed so lazy to just write about writing. She came around when she thought about casting Tracy Morgan. It didn't hurt that they had Lauren Michaels' blessing, who had signed on to executive produce Fey's show.
That's
Yeah.
interesting because the pilot is basically that. Like
See,
the pilot
she knows.
is essentially. Well, I just rewatched it recently, and
Uh-huh.
that's why I even thought of it at all. But the pilot is very. Once Tracy Morgan becomes a part of the show, she's on board with the show, and that's pretty much the pilot.
Yeah.
So interesting.
30 Rock
And it
was
called The Girly Show.
Yes, TGI.
wasn't the first choice for the title. Truth or BS?
What was it?
30 Rock was not the first choice for the title.
Does anyone go with the first choice
Nah,
for the
I
title
would
ever
say-
though?
I'm gonna say that's true. It was not the first choice.
Yeah, I don't think anyone ever gets their first choice.
Not the first choice. Well,
The show was originally going to be called Rock Center. They preferred the title The Peacock, but NBC didn't want them to mock the company logo.
Yeah, don't mock it.
Don't mock a peacock.
By the way, we're currently on NBC here. Channel
That's right, we love the Peacock.
Channel 3 Las Vegas.
We respect the peacock.
Yes, Lorenzo and I and Jen are working on a show called Insomniac Television.
Ooh.
And it's scheduled to premiere October 19th.
Wow.
And
We're gonna
my
stay up
clown,
late for that.
my clown ensemble is going to be in it. We're called Crazy Eyes, and we're going to be appearing in Stand Up and Clown in Los Angeles, the Elysian Theater on Monday night for Chad Damiani's show, where he bullies stand-up comedians until they cry. It's the best show in town.
No one involved.
You laugh right now!
No one involved expected Alec Baldwin to accept a starring role. Truth or Brown Sugar?
Yeah, does anyone expect Eddie Baldwin to have a starring role?
No one expected.
Especially not Steven.
No. Yeah, that's a whole other plate of potatoes.
Yes, it is.
I've got too many jokes running in my head to
Yeah.
shot someone.
Yeah. Right.
Patrick Baldwin.
I'm going to say that at the time, Alec Baldwin was coming out being a movie star, and someone did not expect him to be the star of a.
That makes sense. Like he was too big.
Too big for TV
Okay.
at the time.
Chef Andy?
I would say simply.
Yeah, me too.
I agree with that.
Faye denies that Faye created the character of Jack Donahue for Baldwin, but she never thought he'd actually do the show. She didn't even reach out to him before holding auditions for the part, but Baldwin happened to be hosting SNL around that time. I think he's done it 6 or 7 times now.
Yeah.
So Faye and Michaels mentioned the part to him, and they said they couldn't believe that they got him, and they got him.
I think that's the best role he's ever done. It's like perfect for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Next question, Baldwin based Jack Donahue on Lauren Michaels' Truth or Brown Sugar?
Donnie.
I'm going to go true.
Definitely true.
Chef Andy?
I'm going to have to just follow the lead because I don't know. I'm sure.
You don't know.
Do you know who Lorne Michaels is?
Yeah.
Lorne Michaels is like who owns all of comedy, pretty much. He produces SNL, he produces every movie.
He's reported to be Dr. Evil.
He's Canadian.
He started Saturday Night Live. Faye denies that the Liz Jack relationship was based on a relationship with Lorne Michaels, but Baldwin took inspiration from him anyway. He told NPR that professionally Jack is a prototype of several GE executives, but in his personal life he's Lorne Michaels. As he always says, Lorne is someone who has a tuxedo in his glove compartment of his car.
Okay.
So yes.
So yeah, so Lauren is a friend and he adores
Rocco has
Lauren.
a tuxedo in the glove department this time. That's pretty cool. He's got a Maserati with a tuxedo.
The writers created the Jack Liz relationship based on Mary Tyler Moore and Lou Grant.
Ooh.
Truth or brown sugar?
That sounds.
Well, you know, I mean,
I was a
Mary Tyler Moore came first, so I can see
I
what
was a big fan of Mary Tyler Moore show. Who can take the world down with a smile?
I never would have drawn that conclusion on my own, but I think that that's probably true.
Certainly, you can all sing with
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's true. I'm gonna go
I want to
true.
hear more of this song.
Yeah, come tonight. Come tonight. Come tonight. I'm
Is that
gonna
part of
get
your,
so
is that part of your set? I will be here tonight.
It's whatever.
Imagine he doesn't come.
No, you better be here tonight.
They
He goes
said
to Cuba.
Jen Scott's performing.
at a Bailey Center event that the Liz and Jack relationship was a tough dynamic to define, but the writers landed on somewhere between Mary Tyler Moore and Lou Grant and Han Solo and Princess Leia. Next question. Tracy Morgan was really friends with his on-screen friend Grizz. Truth or brown sugar?
That's like he's never even seen the show, so that's like just
Well, he get it.
completely.
I'm flipping a coin.
Yeah, exactly. The roll of the dice.
Oh, you're saying it's brown
I
sugar?
just
They
like the
weren't
name
friends?
Grizz.
Yeah.
Morgan and Grizz Chapman, who played Grizz, were friends in real life before being cast on the show, and Kevin Brown, who played .com, was once Morgan's manager.
Interesting.
Next question. John Hamm auditioned for the part of Jack. Truth or brown sugar?
I'm gonna say true.
I'm gonna say true too.
Two guys go. Though he didn't get the role, Hamm went on to play one of Liz's love interests, Dr. Drew Baird. A lot of times when they're writing, they have to have an actor in mind, and they would keep referring to him. Like for this role, we said, and then Hamm comes in, blah, blah, blah.
I heard a funny story about John Hamm recently.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
what's that?
Somebody, he hangs out with a lot of comedians. He goes to the comedy store a lot and hangs out. And so I don't even remember this was secondhand from another comic. Somebody came up to him and was having a bad night and didn't realize he was John Hamm and said, "Hey, can I have a cigarette?" And then they realized it was John Hamm and they went, "Oh my God, you're John Hamm." And John Hamm went and said, "You still want a cigarette?"
Tracy Morgan owned a pair of Rock Hudson socks and Bill Bixby's glasses.
Wow.
Truth or brown sugar?
Brown sugar.
I don't remember Bill Bixby wearing glasses, but I think he did.
Or Rock Hudson
Wait,
socks.
who's Bill Bix?
Yeah.
The Hulk.
Bill Bixby.
Oh.
He was the Hulk. He was also the magician. He was
Eddie's
also.
father?
I should know that.
He was also Eddie's father
The
in the
Courtship
TV
of
show,
Eddie's
The
Father.
Courtship of Eddie's Father.
People
have to tell you that my
best
friend,
I just learned so much so fast.
Is that in one of your...
Yeah, it's all in
He's
there.
singing that all
Courtship
tonight.
of Eddie Father. In the second episode of season 1, when Liz is surprised to learn that Tracy Jordan owns a yacht, Tracy responds, I can't do it, voice. I got a yacht, I got a solid gold jet ski, 2 Batmobiles, the 8 Monkey's bones. The part was scripted, but according to Faye, his line ended there, and they needed him to keep talking as his character rounded a corner. So he improvised a few additional items like the first moped, a pair of Rock Hudson socks, and a pair of Bill Bixby's glasses. For when he used to be your best friend.
Oh, okay, that joke makes sense now.
Now it all comes together.
Truth or brown sugar, the show contained almost 10 jokes per minute.
Wow.
I would say that's true.
I would say that's too many. I would say too many. Too many.
The show was known for its fast-paced writing. In 2010, one blogger actually calculated how many jokes there were per minute in the show. They determined there was an average of 9.57
That's
jokes
my
each
favorite
minute.
show.
not 10.
That's a round up. That's why it's my favorite show. I can rewatch it and there'll be new jokes that I didn't even catch before because it's so fast.
You want to give a shout-out to your friend that wrote for the Emmy?
No.
Okay, now.
To hell with you.
Oprah guest starred on 30 Rock. Truth or brown sugar?
Brown sugar. Brown sugar.
What was it?
Oprah, the queen of the universe,
Uh-huh.
guest starred on 30 Rock.
Yes, true. I knew that.
Oprah made an appearance in season 3, which was filmed in 2008, when Oprah learned that Faye was going right from an all-day Saturday shoot to her first appearance as Sarah Palin on SNL. She said Faye might be overextending herself.
My favorite, that episode is great because what happens is Liz gets drunk and like on drugs on an airplane and thinks she's talking to Oprah the whole time she's on an airplane, but it's actually just some black girl. And so
But then
Oprah-
later on, Oprah appeared.
No, Oprah is in the show as the vision that is
Oh,
that person.
I
But then
see.
it's revealed later that it was never Oprah and you're just in Liz Lemon's drug brain.
Anybody else have an Oprah story?
Let's think.
I watched her on the TV.
Yeah. No, I don't think I have an Oprah.
I do. Well, I was at NBC in Chicago.
Nice to meet you.
You set us up. You set us up.
And Stedman,
Does anybody know anything about
Oh,
Cuba?
it's Magnum Deadman story.
Let's go back to Michael Jackson. I have a story.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I went to Blankets Halloween party one
Ooh,
year.
yeah.
He goes by BJ now. That's
Wait a
not
minute.
better.
I don't know how Oprah fits into any of that, but yeah.
Tell us the open story.
Stedman I was on the 16th floor, and Stedman was on the 15th floor. We would go to lunch together, and Stedman was a public speaker, and he invited me, and I invited my then brother-in-law, who was a Presbyterian minister, to go to Stedman's speech, her uncle, Jen's uncle, and we went, and they're going around the room. There's only like 40 or 50 people of us in the room with Stedman, and they're asking people, oh, what do you do? I said, oh, well, I'm Lorenzo, and I'm a stand-up comic. I'm Andy, I'm a chef, and they got to me.
They were there too.
And I said, I'm Jonathan, and I'm also dating Oprah. And then at lunchtime, Oprah came in, and she took all the focus off of Stedman, and then it became the Oprah show. But back at NBC, Oprah was there. Jenny Jones was shooting there, and that's where I met Danny Bonaducci and
Bonaducci.
It's more of a Stedman story.
It was more of a Stedman story. But Oprah, her first manager was a guy named Jeffrey Jacobs. At one time, he was my attorney.
Wow.
And then I would see him, and I'd say, "Do you have any other clients?" He said, "No, I've got one trick pony, but it's a good one." And he started Harpo Studios with Oprah, and he got 10% of everything.
Wow.
10%. Christopher Cross was a big fan of the show 30 Rock.
Who's that?
Truth or Brown Sugar?
He had a hit
I don't
song.
know that.
He had a hit song. I'll say it.
Or
Or Chris Cross is gonna make you. Chris Cross is gonna make you. All right, I'm gonna say bullshit.
I don't know who that is, so bullshit.
I'm gonna say bullshit.
I'm gonna say it's true then.
Rock. In the season 4 episode Floyd, Liz cries and sings a made-up Christopher Cross song. After watching the episode, Cross actually finished the song, then recorded a version of it and sent it to the crew to return the favor. The writers named Liz's last boyfriend, Chris Cross, after him.
Wow.
Last question. Alec Baldwin bought all of Jack's suits when the show ended. Truth or brown sugar?
I'm just gonna say true.
I'm gonna say that he negotiated to keep them, but
Yeah,
did not
I'm gonna say-
pay for them.
I'm gonna say BS, they just let him keep them.
You bought it.
According to Tom Broker, the show's costume designer, Baldwin really liked his wardrobe on the show enough to take the suits home when the series wrapped. He wrote a big check to NBC. He likes his clothes and wants to look good. And that's how we play Truth or Brown Sugar.
Speaking
Yay.
of brown sugar, shout out to Oprah.
Shout out.
Actually, Oprah, if you're watching, we still love you, and you're still the queen of the universe.
That's right.
So appearing tonight, you can see all of these people right here at the A-Stars Comedy Room at
A-Stars Comedy Show.
300 West Sahara, right off of Las Vegas Boulevard.
That's right.
Any closing statements? Rocco.
The more I've been looking at you, the more you're starting to look like Buddy Hackett.
A little Buddy Hackett.
Shout out to Sandy Hackett.
Yeah, that would make you Sandy Hackett.
For you kids at home, Buddy Hackett, not only was he in the Bad World, but he was a great stand-up comedian here in Las Vegas and all over the world. He was a great stand-up comedian. And Sandy Hackett's still performing. And he's
I
actually
worked with Sandy one time.
in Laughlin or here?
I believe it was in Laughlin.
Yeah, I was
Sandy
in
had a
Laughlin
comedy
also.
club in Laughlin. I don't know if you ever met Sandy.
I don't think so.
We've been friends a long time.
Didn't you say she watched my stand-up though?
It's a he.
Sandy's a guy. He did. I sent him your little clip. You can find Jen Scott on YouTube with some of her funny stuff.
Yeah, Jen Scott will be appearing here tonight at the A-Stars Comedy Show along with
And then-
Andy Andreas Fernandez and Rocco, world champion. And me, Lorenzo Clark.
And Chef Andy will come to your house, come to your party, come to your bar mitzvah, and put on
And
a...
if you want to go to Cuba, I can actually take you there on a legal educational tour
That's
to
so
Cuba.
cool.
We're going.
And we can make an episode of
Insomniac Television.
Havana Nights.
Havana Nights at your very home or at your very party.
Have
And
me at your house for a Havana night. I'll show you the best time. You absolutely love it. Everything. Cuban food, coffee, cigars. Not Cuban cigars. It's illegal. You can't do that.
they're still illegal, aren't
They're
they?
illegal. We cannot bring in, we can't do anything like that.
Yeah.
And everything I do is absolutely legal.
Yeah,
So,
it's all legal.
So I make sure it's a legal tour. It's an educational tour.
But when you're in Cuba, you can smoke Cuban
How
cigars.
Yeah,
how
when
many
you're in
people?
Cuba,
That's
How
right.
many people can you take on the tour at one time to make it really good?
Well, I think,
20.
I mean, I took six teachers. And I went there and I was able to meet up with 6 Cuban teachers and we talked about the education system. And it's just about education. We're not comparing the countries, which is better or worse, just about the life of educating
Many years ago, I read a book by an author named Jonathan Posel, who talked about the education in Cuba. And he said that what they would do is they would have the kids work in the farms in the morning, and then go to school in the afternoon. So they actually got something, help the family, help everybody out. And I don't know if that's still the case there.
Well, I mean, Cuba puts a real emphasis on education, and it started actually, believe it or not, with Castro. And I'm not here to take the side of the other, but there was a thing called the literacy program, where at one point they made a point that they were going to be 100% literate, and they went and spent a year. Anyone who knew how to read and write, kids, teachers, they went off into the mountains teaching everyone. It's fantastic. My friend Kathleen Murphy did a great documentary called The Literacy Program. Look for it on YouTube. And it's fantastic about this 1 year that Cuba made 100%. Made Cuba 100%.
And is your documentary ready to be seen yet? Or?
No. Right now it's just an expensive home video.
And what's it going to
So when they have a literacy program, did they teach the kids any of the songs like Conjunction Junction and What's Your Function? Picking up phrases like if anybody. Conjunction Junction and What's Your Function? That's the schoolhouse rock.
I'm trying to think of my friend
I'm
who
just a
produced
bill.
that. My friend produced it, and it's jumping out of my name, but he wrote a great book called God Weeks. It's Squire Rushnell, capital SQ, Squire Rushnell produced the Conjunction Junction and How a Bill Gets Passed.
Yes,
He was a TV
I'm
executive at ABC TV Network, and he did Conjunction Junction and How a Bill Gets Passed. So we hope you learned something. This is an educational podcast.
I'm telling you, you learn something, you get entertained, you hear about alien tequila. It's out of this world.
You know how to make the cigarettes disappear.
Cigarettes disappear.
Smoke into a
microphone
marshmallow. To the Amazing Rocco tonight, Chef Andy tonight, LC
Jen
Lorenzo
Scott.
Clark,
Lorenzo
Jen
Scott.
Scott tonight.
And Jonathan Scott with Vegas Nonstop.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. If you like us, please drop us a note. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Nachos.
Like and subscribe.